Hey, what's up, people? It's your man, Chris. Hey, you know how it goes. Before I start off, I gotta give a shout out to Nikki. Title of this video, I haven't even titled it yet, but it's probably gonna be something like "Marching Not Required" because yesterday, everyone knows about the march on Washington. The 50th anniversary of Dr. King's march and stuff like that. But to me, now, I already know before we even start, people can say, well, what about our voting rights? I'm like, yeah, I actually made a video about voting rights, talking about how we were losing our voting rights, and I got a total of 2 views on that, so people don't care about that. I made a video about a dude who beats black women, and I got like 20 views on that, so I'm just like, people want to hear about that stuff, so, we say we care, but do we really care? But, yeah, to me, marching is kind of played out. I understand giving Dr. King his props for what he did 50 years ago, but I have to think if he was really here, would he be there talking about the voting rights? Would he be talking about how, in my opinion, our own worst enemy, we are our own worst enemy. The enemy is us, so we have to focus on ourselves. And my opinion is we don't have to march, we don't have to rally, we don't have to do any of that. All we have to do is have kind of a common mindset, common mindset of just plain old decency. To my opinion, that's the biggest difference between the blacks and to a degree the Hispanics too, and other races. They have all right, here's what I'm saying. Look what happened last night in Brooklyn. A 3-year-old boy got shot in the head, right? 3 o'clock in the morning, as far as I know, some adults in some house are beefing, and one dude starts shooting and he hits the kid and shoots the kid in the head. Now, what makes this story even worse is that 2 months before that, the mother, of course, this was a single mother, the father of the baby's nowhere to be found. Her boyfriend's pit bull bites this baby, and apparently this 3-year-old baby, he had a little colonoscopy bag because he messed up the child's inside, bit the side of the child, and the child. Anyway, it's just like a wild story, then they saying stories about the baby phone, but anyway. If you ask me, it's us. Yeah, we're talking about one mother, but I'm saying our culture accepts that. Our culture accepts the fact that a woman is going to have a boyfriend with pit bulls and have that around her children, and you can have the pit bull bite the children. I'm like, what kind of bull? If it's supposed to be 2 pit bulls, I think only one bit the child, and she has people who are with guns in her crib at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, But in the black community, that stuff like that is acceptable. And I know a lot of people are like, well, those are the ghetto people. Those are the ratchet. That chick was ratchet, and those are the bad black people. But a lot of good black people support all that stuff. We support the music that behind that. We support the culture that big ups all that kind of stuff. So we might as well stop. We support that 1,000%. So a lot of people are like, oh, is it? You just can't point your finger over there and say, what's that? Like black women say, that's that ratchet chick over there, that's not us. But I'm like, yeah, you support all that shit that we do. So, But to me, the marching thing is kind of played out. I've been on YouTube seeing a bunch of black dudes on certain things talking about how powerless we are. I'm like, how can it kind of makes me laugh because YouTube is free and it's a powerful way for you to express yourself, get your opinions out. And it's totally free. So how you can say you're powerless and you can actually, you get your web channel, if you get 1 million views and you talk about something people, if you talk about something significant and you get 1 million views, then hey, that's power right there. If you can get a million viewers, have them go talk, more like somebody hears you talk on something they think is relevant, they'll go talk to somebody else they know about what they heard you say. That's power right there. So, hey, see plenty, we're powerless, the media controls our images and blah, 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 and the images of us, and I'm just like, come on. In fact, there's actually, I was going to make a video about this. I don't even know what to call it, a new kind of racism. Like, racism to me, there are people who look at us, who look at black people and just say they ain't going to like us no matter what. All right? Just like a lot of people look at President Obama like us no matter what. But there are people who look at President Obama and say, like, he's one of the good black people. And they look at other black people and say, like, look, you people keep protesting every time a white guy or somebody shoots you, but you go back in your neighborhoods and shoot, black men will shoot each other, will shoot our women, will shoot our children like crazy. Like it's going out of style or something. So the people are just like looking like, we're tired of that. Because I heard some woman down there, it wasn't even here in New York State, she was like, the stop and frisk problem is, this stop and frisk thing, that's a black people problem. So saying that you don't have to worry about stop and frisk in neighborhoods of other people because We don't get down like that. We don't kill each other left and right like that. And to me, that's like it's kind of like this kind of realize. It seems like people aren't worried about being politically correct anymore. They're just like, look, black people are killing each other left and right. So we're kind of tired of being the folks of all of this racism when they killing each other like left and right. And what's crazy is that a real racist can get himself caught up in a movement like that and be like, yo, he just hates black people in general. Being like, hey, he has people who don't really hate black people. He just hates the black people running around killing each other left and right. He can just jump into that movement and like fake like he's not really racist when he is. So I think we're putting ourselves, we are digging a hole for ourselves. And the stop and frisk stuff, not stop and frisk, the stand your ground laws that they're coming up with. I think a lot of people just like, look, if black people want to do that stuff, like you heard about the kids who supposed to do. All right, so they say it's a thrill killing. Then they killed the kid from Australia who got the baseball scholarship. They just killed him one morning. One of the kids said they did for a thrill killing, but some other kid's father says that it was a gang initiation. Or whatever the case, it was like one white guy who was minding his business, just jogging. You got two black kids, and there's one other kid. I don't know whether he's white or mixed or what his deal is, but he's the one that told on the other two kids. But that's like those are racial elements into it. Now they got on trial the kid who's supposed to the black kid who's supposed to shot the baby in between his eyes, and he's got his co-defendant testifying against him. But anyway, this is all like black people just buck wild. This is just like what these black people are buck wild. They into this criminal shit, and there are a lot of people that they're just saying like, I believe there are a lot of non-black people out there. They're rallying like, yo, hold on, we're tired of all of this marching and all of this saying that there's racism, and that when it's like they're saying we're committing all these damn crimes, so what do they expect? I think that's the impression that I'm getting, that's a new thing that's coming about. And how are we going to combat that? It's kind of hard to combat that when it kind of, they're right. When we're killing each other left and right, there's no way to hide it. The story that little baby getting shot in the head is just like, really? So this mother, I don't even think the mother was home. It's like 3:30 in the morning. She has people in her house with guns, and apparently the woman who's one of the women, I think there's supposed to be like 4 people. There was more. Some beef got off, and one dude took out his gun and started shooting. But why are you gonna have these people in the house with your kid? And she's out doing, I guess, partying with one of her boyfriends. And why are you going to get a boyfriend and have some pit bulls and then bring your kid? Knowing that those aggressive dogs, more likely her boyfriend, I'm pretty sure she knows those dogs are some aggressive dogs. So what makes you think you're going to put a little child around those dogs and the dogs are not going to bite the kid? But even heard some reports saying that the kid had fell down some steps. So the mother's just being neglectful. But I don't know. But that's why I'm like saying marching to me, we don't have to march. We just have to have, in fact, we don't even need like Al Sharpton, anybody to say, look, everybody, we're going to lead you to have this. We don't even need any real, we just need to have a common sense of, if we were to develop some kind of common sense of decency, we'd be like, cool, like, here's one thing that even has nothing, suppose, like, I don't smoke weed, I don't use drugs. But suppose I did. If I smoke weed and I had kids, all right, I know people who smoke weed. They'll go out and buy weed. Guess what? Their kids are right there looking at them buy weed. They'll smoke weed. Guess what? Their kids are somewhere around seeing them smoke weed. I can't front. If I was smoking weed and I had kids, my kids would not ever see me buy any weed. They would not ever see me smoke any weed. In fact, they're my kids' friends. I'd be on some real sneak shit. I'd be like, because I'd be telling them, leave that shit alone. I wouldn't be telling them, do what I do. I'd be on like, then they bust me. I'd be like, look. If they bust me, I just like start lying. I start lying, but I want my kids to be straight. I want them to be cool. I'm not gonna look, this weed shit is alright. I'm like, fuck that, because I already know that's like the introductory drug. You start smoking weed, you're gonna go up. That's my biggest problem. I already know the people who use weed, more likely they're gonna try something a little bit more powerful and go up. But I see plenty of adults like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Like I run in the morning sometimes. Sometimes I get out and run. I see people who are way too old to be hanging out in the streets, be out in the park smoking weed and stuff like that. Because their kids can see them doing that. I'm just like, you need to be, if you're going to do that, be with your friends in your house. Close the door in your room, smoke it out the window so your kids don't see you. Do something like that. No need for you to be on the streets. Adults don't, they need to kind of set examples. And unfortunately, the black community, there's a whole lot of stuff that's just plain up acceptable. It shouldn't be accepted. That's all I'm saying. It just shouldn't be accepted. And we don't have, as a community, we don't have that. That's just not part of us. And like I said, I've included the Hispanic community because there's a lot of intermixing between blacks and Hispanics. So they actually, Hispanics have more of a sense of family than we do, but still, I can't totally exclude them when I'm talking about this kind of stuff because, Hispanic people, they stop and frisk us on them too, and they be shooting stuff up, and the cops be shooting them like they shoot us too. But I don't know. That's my video. I think we need to focus on ourselves. There's a whole bunch of stuff, like I said, going on with voting rights and all of that, but I think we're our own worst enemy. We're the enemy. Our worst enemy is us. So, I don't know. I've said this stuff before. It's like, somebody's told me that I cover for white people before. When somebody sent an email about me, when I say stuff like this, I'm covering for white people. But I don't think it is. I think that we need to, like I said, I think if Martin Luther King was alive today, he would probably agree with me. He'd say, look, we need to take care of our we got to clean up stuff in our house first, at least make stuff look decent. Then we can just if we want us to complain about some people, we respect what we're saying. Instead of saying look, y'all dudes are just talking bullshit. That's basically what's going on. Even Mayor Bloomberg in the Stop Frisk thing, he said that all the communities that's going to hurt most are he's basically saying the black and Hispanic community. He didn't say it outright, but he's like, look, the black and Hispanic communities where you got basically black and Hispanic, they the ones who are going to suffer if they stop because crime's going to go up, people going to get shot, babies going to get shot. That's basically what he was saying. And even Commissioner Ray Chandler, I think that's when Commissioner Ray Chandler was more tactful. He was like, the people who are against it, he says he understands that they have good meanings, but they don't realize the real world effects of it. To me, he was more tactful than the mayor was as far as addressing it, but unfortunately, it looks like that those two guys might actually be right about that. So I don't know. But anyway, like I said, I think the days for marching's over. I think we need to, with all the social media stuff we got Twitter, we got Facebook, we got YouTube. There's ways we can get messages out and even organize events without having to do a whole bunch of other stuff. But like I said, we just need if we just had a common sense of decency within our community, try to develop that. Even before I finish saying, I forgot, I think that they released some numbers saying that the teenage pregnancies among young black women were good. Among teenagers, I think, or I can't even remember but anyway, the numbers are supposed to be down. I think over a 10-year period, they showed that the numbers have gone down significantly. So, at least a lot of young black women are getting the message. They're just they're having more respect for their body. So, that's some good progressive news. Now, how they got the news out to do that, I don't know. I don't think anybody had to spend $1 million and start a program to stop that, because that's what a lot of people say, we need money for programs. I don't think we need programs. I just think we need to just have develop some kind of common sense of decency. We don't need some white people to come in and start some program cost millions of dollars and have them teach us how to be decent people. But anyway, that's my video. Thanks for listening. Peace.